right, well, I thought I'd go out for a walk. Well, I still can. um, Paris just enforced or is starting to um, set things up so that you need paperwork to leave your house. You can leave your house, but you have to have a reason and you have to have paperwork to go along with that reason. And they're putting 100,000 police officers on the street to enforce this. So the whole thing's going into another level, and basically it looks like everything's going to get totally shut down, just like they're doing in San Francisco, and they're making everybody stay indoors. So again, you can still go and do shopping, and that's kind of an interesting thing too, because it's not just a full-blown, the world's going to end sort of thing. They want people to attend to their needs and stuff, but at the same time, I'm going to just keep talking here. It's so beautiful here. At the same time, they don't want to encourage people to do risky behavior, and even to the point of what I'm doing right now, sweetie. Even to the point of what I'm doing right now, they don't want anybody at the tourist attractions at all. But here in the Netherlands, the takeout food's still available. You can still go to the grocery store, and you can still go see a doctor and go to the pharmacy. So if it's critical to just get by, you can take care of it. And there's also no restrictions on travel here just yet, internally in the country. Pretty much all the borders are shut down now. And being a foreign national, I really only have two choices. I can either stay put here and be a good guest and not get in the way and not cause a problem and not be a stress on the healthcare system here, or I can go home. And my option to go home will probably disappear here in the next couple of days, because I think they're going to suspend all air travel for the next 3 weeks, based on the way things are going. They're definitely doing that country by country here. The international carriers going back to the U.S. are still operating, but they're paring back their schedules a lot as well. Basically, I think the idea is if you haven't gotten out by now, you're going to have to stay and wait. Again, there still are a couple routes open, but it looks like those are closing quickly, and I sure don't want to be in transit. I don't want to be walking. I don't want to leave from here and have to go to London, as somebody suggested, only to find out that I'm stuck in London and can't get home, or we're stuck anywhere, honestly. I mean, at least here I have a place I've paid for. I'm not a stress for anybody. I'm not causing anybody any problems. But go to a big city or even into Amsterdam, it's just too much. It's actually nice here. People are very friendly. I don't understand the thing people are saying, but everybody speaks English, so it's not really on me I'm not worried about it. So anyway, people are just getting about their business here. But I thought I'd take a little walk around while I still have a chance. I don't have much time left. I think they're gonna shut everything down here pretty soon, honestly. At least for 3 weeks. Who knows, maybe longer. I think the date that they're talking about is a conservative estimate. They say 2 weeks. I heard a number less than that. I don't know how somebody was saying 6 days to 2 weeks. I think that was Boris. That doesn't make any sense. What's 6 days gonna do? You need 2 weeks at least to make sure you're not carrying and passing this on to somebody else. And even then, we don't really know if once you carry it, if you're not continuing to carry it. So much we don't know about this virus, and I'm not a scientist, so I'm not going to trust politicians to tell me about the virus, that's for sure. And I'm not coming home until things calm down a little bit, and I believe they will. In fact, I have total faith in it. Until then, I'm in this beautiful town. Right now, everything's slow. I just had to get out and stretch my legs. I can't stand that. But right now, there's no restriction. Nobody's saying you can't go out. None of that stuff's going on here. But wow, what a crazy time. And there's nobody out. It's so quiet here. Everything's quiet. Like, I saw this picture in Venice of the fish swimming in the canals, because you could actually see the fish swimming in the canals because there wasn't any pollution. The same thing with China. Like, the aerial pollution in China just went from, it went to almost zero. Like, there was almost no impact at all for a little while. You could see the sky, the air got clear actually pretty quickly. So it's really crazy, our impact on the place around us. So I'm gonna walk over, and I think some shop or two might open up, and let's just take a stroll over here. It's very quiet. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning on a third Tuesday, yeah, St. Patty's Day. So, and it's not like The Walking Dead. People are here. I've seen a bunch of people, but they're just keeping to themselves. It's just gorgeous here too. I wish I was here during better times. It's just so amazing. I love all these old brick buildings. And the culture here is pretty cool too. People are really nice, friendly, and safe. So, even though there's a bunch of people out, I'm really trying not to film anybody directly. It's a hard time on everybody, and I'm more interested in just getting shots of the city. It's a gorgeous city. So, I'm not one of these kind of tourists that likes to... I like the time-lapse shots, but that's only if there's like hundreds of people or thousands of people moving through the shot. But if there's just like one or two people, then they become the focus point of the shot, and that's just not cool. I mean, like, I'm the guest, right? I'm the one visiting. I should be nice and respect other people's space and stuff like that. So, anyway, my place has this grocery store right across the street. I'm literally like 4 houses down, or 4 or 5 doors down, or something like that on this street. Airbnb is like amazing. I have had every experience I've had with Airbnb on this trip. Every single one has just been fantastic. I know there's Airbnb horror stories in the United States. I can't really speak to that, but I can tell you that overseas, every single place I've checked into, the host has gone above and beyond, like, just to make sure I was comfortable. I had everything I needed. In Zagreb, basically, they were gonna make it so I could stay there for like a whole month. They just everybody had canceled, and they were like, yeah, no problem. You need anything, we'll bring it for you. You need extra towels, you need us to, help you get groceries. I mean, they were like really, really cool. And then, every single host has just been amazing. The place I'm in right now, the host actually lives upstairs. I hear them, but I haven't seen them yet. I actually haven't even met them. I think a lot of that has to do with the virus. I checked in, there was a key for me, everything's been perfect. I really, all the cabinets are like IKEA cabinets, which is kind of awesome. The fridge, it's all just really, really nice. I've got this huge atrium that I can sit in and play music in. I've got a little garden out back. The floor is like radiant floor heating, so the whole place is just really nice and warm, which is awesome. And I've got it for the next month, and then who knows? I mean, if travel restrictions haven't been lifted, I'll stay longer if I have to. But for right now, that's a great place for me to be, and I'm gonna stay there. So when we come out here, on the right-hand side is the main train station for Delft. It's actually a really nice train station. And I think Delft has like 100,000 people in it. It's not like a huge town, but it's a really nice town. It's kind of quiet. I was talking to a local, and he was kind of complaining about how expensive it was. Again, I'm the tourist, so what I know about how expensive this area is, being that I'm a tourist, like what I'm the one probably driving prices up because I'm coming to visit, rent an apartment, while he's having trouble, or I'll cut all that out. Alright, so this is like the main part of Delft, and wait for it, it's gonna happen, it's Holland, it's the Netherlands, right? Well, I don't know if this is technically Holland or not. I think there's a distinction between the Netherlands and Holland. I think one includes one and then the other one doesn't. But wait for it, here it comes. Yeah, that's right. We got a windmill. We got a windmill right here. This might be the closest I get to the windmill. We've got a windmill here in Delft, and let's pan back in. Got a bunch of little shops and stores. Another canal here. Big grocery store called Spar. And then pan back across. We've got a train station with a crane and a bunch of other stuff going on over here. Really gotta watch your ass around here because it's not the cars that are gonna kill you, it's the bikers. These damn bikers are everywhere. And they really have the right of way. Actually, the pedestrians are the ones who have to watch out for the bicyclists pretty much. Because the bikes are like, okay, so here we go. This is how it's set up here in Holland. I'm in the pedestrian side. It doesn't look like it, but I'm actually in the pedestrian side. The bikes are in the center, the pedestrians are on the side. And if I was in the center, I'd run a good chance of getting hit, but probably not getting yelled at. People are really polite here. So I might cause harm to somebody, but the chance of me getting yelled at is unlikely. So now I've got to cross, and I have to yield because bike lane. Whoa, watch out, here we go. So anyway, that was that. I just had to negotiate that crazy intersection, and now we're here on the canal. It's just a great little city. We've got tram, bus, electrified vehicles. Gorgeous little town. Again, I could be in much worse places for this, you know, to ride out this little, it's not little at all, to ride this out, you know. I really can't put a euphemism or a name on it. It just is what it is. But how cool, right? So anyway, let's take a little walk a little further. I don't even know what time it is, so I just want to kind of see what the place is like. People are getting around doing their thing. Everybody's staying away from each other for the most part. That's pretty cool. And there's tons of Turkish food around here, and yeah, it's you can get anything you want. There's Chinese food, there's Thai food, it's kind of like being in Boulder, except for way cooler, without any attitude. I mean, not any attitude I can perceive. There's like recycling bins on all the corners. Just people are really, I don't know. This is pretty cool. I want to come back. I want to come back and do this whole thing again. This whole trip has just been screwed up from the beginning, and you know, in a way, I kind of expected something to happen. I did not expect anything to happen on this level. did not expect everything to lock down around me so quickly. So, I don't feel unfortunate to be here. I think I have like what, I budgeted. Okay, so now I'm looking at this. We can come back to that, whether or not I should be here or not, or any of that business. That tower's leaning. That's the Leaning Tower of Delft. If you don't believe me, let's zoom in on that a little bit. A little bit more. Yeah, it's leaning. I wasn't sure before, but all the stuff here leans like crazy. Well, not it doesn't all lean, but a lot of it does. There's a lot of stuff just falling down, but not falling down. 300 years old and just leaning a little bit. But if you're curious, Pisa in Italy is not the only place that has towers that lean. And that was from those church bells over there. God, is it beautiful here? It's just wonderful. I really, really like it. So that means it's 9:30. And everything's bisected by canals. So you got a strip and then another set of strip and canals. And some guy just parked right behind me for no reason that I have no idea what he was just doing there. So I'm gonna keep moving. He was taking his whole life with him. I thought he was a tourist, but he's just apparently somebody with 2 pieces of luggage. And yeah, that's been happening a lot. But the people that panhandle here are really quite mellow, actually, compared to New York. Man, they're totally mellow. Man. So anyway, let's get back to the thing at hand. I wasn't planning on being here till August, but at least our administration is starting to tell us some stuff that's not Pollyannic and everything's wonderful and going to be okay. At least we're getting some message that this is going to be hard and we're going to have to deal with this. So again, people are still doing their stuff here, but their bars and shops are all closed. Nobody's getting close to anybody else. Wow, what an amazing place, right? Just amazing. So anyway, it's okay that I'm here. It's all right. Things are gonna be all right. There's certainly more than enough food here. So people are stocking up just because they're afraid they might be told that they have to stay home. In San Francisco, that's what they're doing, and I don't think it's going to come to that quite here. I think there's different levels that you have to do in different population densities, and in cities like New York and LA and whatnot, it may not be an option to tell people they can go get takeout or have delivery done. There might have to be like other methods of food distribution to make sure everybody's taken care of, because that many people compressed on top. I mean, the population density, it's the same in Paris. That's why they're locking people down in Paris. It may not look like Paris and Manhattan have anything in common, but Paris is actually more densely populated than Manhattan. Not New York, Manhattan. Manhattan has less people per square foot, per square mile or whatever than Paris does. And the reason is because everything in Paris is like 6 stories, high rises. There's huge chunks of Manhattan that are like not more than 3 stories high, and big open areas as well. Not so much the case in Paris. There are some parks and whatnot, but the majority of people are pretty close to each other, which makes this kind of thing a real disaster if it doesn't get put in check and people aren't restricted on some level. I don't know how many other days I'm going to be able to go do this. I really don't. I think that my time of playing tourist is probably going to have to slow down or take a break for a little bit, and I'm going to have to focus on just being a decent citizen and surviving. I've been working on playing music. I figure it's a great time to get better at the ukulele and overcome some of my blocks in the whole playing music thing. So been doing that. I've got some writing to do, a lot of writing to do, and I want to continue to do videos. So I probably will do this again. I bring camera out and go walk around and shoot different scenes and whatnot. But for the most part, as soon as they tell us that we just have to do the essential stuff, I'm done. So we have not gotten the order that you can't go out and walk around. They just don't want any public gatherings here yet. So I figure as long as that's the case, I'm still okay to go peek around a little bit, because more likely than not, I'm not going to have this option here in a couple days. I certainly, at this point, I'm certain I wouldn't be able to get home without something happening. And if I wind up needing help from the healthcare system right now, that would be really bad. But then the other thing is, if I know that, and this is what I've been trained to do, recovering from my spinal injury, but if I know that I'm going to be a burden because I make a certain decision, and that I wouldn't be a burden if I didn't make that decision, then actually it's on me to do the thing that keeps me out of harm's way. It's not everybody else's responsibility to take care of me, but it's my responsibility to look out for my own stuff as much as possible. And so that really means not putting myself in a position where I would be a burden on the healthcare system. And the scenario that keeps running through my head would be like, what happens if I travel and I get stuck at an airport and then get funneled off to a hotel? Nobody's going to understand that I have pain management issues. It's not really going to be a big concern for anybody, and it shouldn't be. So I need to do what I need to do to keep myself healthy and keep myself safe. And part of that is I realized I had to stop moving a few days ago, and I was in a place I could not stay in if I needed to stop moving. And that I really needed to get that sorted out and get to a place where I could stay. So the Netherlands has got first-class healthcare. I'm going to reach out to the U.S. Embassy at The Hague later today and let them know I'm on the ground and that I have a health condition, but that I'm not in any kind of distress or anything like that, and that I'm just waiting things out until they're calmer before I fly home. But I'm going to reach out to them. I'm going to find a local doctor and try and set an appointment for next week. At least over the phone we can talk about what I can do to manage the next few weeks before I can get back to the U.S. I plan on coming back to the U.S. Right now I plan on coming back on the 17th of April. But I'm flexible. If things change, then I'll change too. So for right now, the plan is to stay put. I've got a bunch of food in the fridge. I've got some music to play.